Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another Eduro Learning YouTube Live. My name is Kim, and I'm super excited to be talking to you guys today about my top 5 strategies for your coaching toolkit. I have been really fortunate to be a coach in schools around the world for the last 20 years or so, and I feel like I've learned so much from all of those different experiences. So I'm really keen to share some of those kind of key highlights with you in today's video. And I'm even more excited because this video is going to be the start of a series on YouTube Lives or Facebook Lives, kind of video events, where I'm talking about coaching and the strategies that I think can be really useful and powerful for you in your setting. We're going to kind of highlight some key themes today and then go deeper into each of those concepts with the videos to come in the following weeks. So this is kind of launching a series of live events about coaching for coaches and for teachers who are interested in becoming coaches. These are some strategies that you can start to pick up even if you're in the classroom right now and coaching is an area where you want to grow. So I'm super pumped to be sharing all of these ideas with you today and kind of giving you an overview of what I'm going to talk about in more depth over the next few weeks. We'll also feature some interesting guests on this series, so you'll be able to learn from other coaches and not just me. But this is an area of my personal passion, so I'm really excited to be talking to you about this. And I want to let you know that towards the end of this series, we're going to do a Ask Me Anything Facebook Live kind of question and answer session where I'll be live on Facebook and you guys can just ask me coaching questions. What are the kinds of things that you're wondering about? What are the challenges that you have? What do you need to help with in your coaching situation? And if you're not available to be there live, that's totally okay. Pop questions in the comments below here. Send me questions via email. Add them on our Facebook page. It doesn't matter where you put them. Send them to us on Twitter at Eduro Learning. In all of these places, we will make sure to compile all the questions that you guys share with us, and I'll be able to answer them when I do that question and answer live on Facebook. So as usual, I have written down my notes and they're over here. So if you see me looking off to the side, that's because I'm just double checking and making sure that I'm saying what I want to say. And really, I really do want to hear from you guys and hear what kind of questions you have, what you want to know about coaching. So please don't worry if you can't make it to the live sessions. Leave some questions in the comments and let me know what you want to hear about, because I want to make these Facebook Live sessions the most valuable they can be for you. So let's get started with today's kind of overview video, which is my top 5 strategies for your coaching toolkit. And I have a bonus, so it's really 6 things. But let's get started with number 1. My number 1 strategy is the one that I use all the time. It's honestly the most fun, and it's probably the one I shouldn't lean on as much as I do, but it does work. And that is to, in any context, in any school that you're in, to work with the willing. Work with the people who are keen, who want to work with you, who want to try something new, who want to explore a new way of teaching and learning in their classroom. This is going to be lots of fun for you as the coach. It's going to be just right learning for the teacher, and it's an opportunity for you to kind of see exactly what's going on in classrooms and to kind of spread the word about the great work that you can do as a coach. So those are all the pros to that one. The con is that it's really easy to get stuck there. And that's the thing that I struggle with as a coach, because I love working with people who want to work with me. Who doesn't? And sometimes you can kind of get stuck in that work with the willing mentality and you forget that there's other people you obviously need to support as a coach. So number 1 strategy is to start with the people who are willing and interested and want to work with you, so you can kind of spread the love. The second strategy I have for you is to find the challenge. There are lots of great practitioners in your school who may be struggling with a certain unit or a certain topic or a certain area of their curriculum that is always kind of challenging for them every year. And instead of trying to get them to change something that's already working, see if you can help them improve something that they're not happy with. And they might not be happy with this unit for a variety of reasons. It really doesn't matter. There's always kind of something that you can do as a coach to help them make that unit better. So my second strategy for you is to help teachers identify something that's not working and then work on that. The pro to that is that there's really no way to go but up. The challenge to that is sometimes teachers aren't always willing to share what's not working in their classroom. So you do have to build some really quality relationships to be able to ask those kinds of questions of teachers. It might not be the first thing you should do when you come to a new school or you're in a new role, but build that momentum with the willing, and then get into this idea of finding the challenge with teachers who are open. My third strategy then is to move to the middle. And the idea behind this is that you have great practitioners in your school. Like I just mentioned, there are teachers who are doing great things, but maybe they aren't like super techie, but they're really great teachers. So those are the teachers you really want to spend the most of your time with. They're the ones that are open to learning new things, but maybe aren't normally a voice or advocate for change in terms of technology or actually whatever you're coaching. So you want to find those solid practitioners who are open and interested in working with you. And these are the people, the really important part about this is these are the people that can win over the other colleagues, the ones who are maybe more resistant to change or resistant to whatever you're coaching, whether it's technology or math or science. So if you kind of work with the really great teachers who aren't normally an advocate for your subject area, they will help sell your subject area to the other teachers who are maybe a little bit more resistant. And this also helps you get to know what's going on in a wider variety of classrooms than just those like super keeners that you might have started with at the very beginning of this experience. All right, my fourth one is to start small. If you're new to a coaching role and you're maybe not quite getting into classrooms the way that you want, you may be working with some of the willing people, but you're struggling to kind of get that next level of connection with people, try doing really simple things like just finding out what people are teaching and sharing resources that you think are relevant. Nothing intimidating, nothing over the top. A list of links can be simple enough, or a book or an article that you read or something you've seen work in another classroom. Just like giving teachers that kind of just-in-time support that is like simple and easy to apply and practical, so they don't feel like working with you as a coach is always this like big, long, involved process, which sometimes it can be when you do a really thorough job of, co-planning and co-teaching and co-assessing work as a like full collaborative experience, coaching experience. So one of the great things about starting small and just kind of sharing little bits, tips and pieces here and there is that it can help remove barriers. If people are worried that you don't really know what they do or you can't really provide the right kind of support, by giving them little bits and kind of feeding them relevant things that are useful and practical for them, they can see that you are a good resource, a good support person, someone that they might want to come to for future, deeper help in their classroom. My fifth tip is to celebrate success, and this is really obvious. You want to highlight all of the great things that are happening in your school, especially the things that have worked really well when you are coaching with someone. Obviously, that's not the only thing you want to highlight, but it's really nice for people to know that coaching works and that there's been successful experiences in their school context. So you have to kind of be like the cheerleader of all the great things that are happening in terms of teaching and learning in your context area. Mine would be technology, and that coaching relationship and how those things are working. So you can do things like just like a virtual high five, or doing a speed geeking session where teachers are teaching each other, or even just sending out a simple email just highlighting the great things that are happening in different classrooms, or even having conversations at lunch. But the idea is that everybody appreciates being appreciated. People love to hear the successes of their colleagues, and they really like to know what's going on in other classrooms. One cautionary thing I would mention with this is do make sure the successes you're sharing, that the teacher who's having those successes wants you to share them, because sometimes there's underlying things going on. You just want to make sure that you know it's okay to be highlighting the great work that those teachers are doing. And last but not least, my bonus tip number 6 is make connections between teachers. Try to see, because often teachers are kind of isolated in their own classroom and they don't necessarily see what's going on in other classrooms, even in their grade level or subject area. And definitely it's harder, across grade level and across subject area. So see if there are teachers that are kind of doing things at the same level. They're interested in technology or your subject area that you're coaching in at the same level. They have kind of similar skill sets, and see if there's ways that you can connect them to build a support network of teachers. It's really nice when teachers know they can go to other teachers and kind of talk about and learn about the same kinds of things that they're interested in. And they might have no way of knowing that because maybe one person's in art in 12th grade and another person's a grade 3 classroom teacher, but actually some of the things that they're doing are really relevant and connected, and they could learn a lot from each other. So you're kind of that point of contact between them. So the pro of this one, obviously, is you can create a built-in support network and really kind of promote and help elevate the learning that's going on in those classrooms by connecting those teachers together. So those are my 6 tips. And as I go through those tips, I realize that a lot of the strategies that I would use in conversations with teachers are actually in our brand new book. So I'm going to highlight this here now too. We recently just wrote a book called Your Connected Classroom, which is available on Amazon, and you can get it through me too. If you're interested, just let me know. So this book is really all about how teachers can connect their classroom to the wider world, connecting your students to each other, and then kind of going more global with that. And those are a lot of the things that I would help coach teachers on. And literally everything that I've basically ever done, Chrissy, Jeff, and I have all contributed to this, is in this book. And it's not just this nice little easy to read book that shouldn't be too stressful to give to teachers, but it has a comprehensive website that goes with it, with tons of downloads, posters, printables, activities for kids, tons of other additional resources, videos, links, articles, all sorts of stuff. So it's not just this nice, easy to read, like around 100 pages book, but it has a companion website with tons of other resources too. So if you're struggling to think about how you might have these conversations with teachers, this book has everything that we would say to teachers inside of it. It's $10, get it now. And then on top of that, I'm really excited because I'm working on our next book, which is going to be specifically about coaching. So if you have ideas or there's something you want to see in that book, please let me know in the comments. Along with that book is going to come a short course called The Essentials of Coaching, or Coaching Essentials, something like that. So if there's kind of any bits or pieces you want to see in that online course, let me know. I want to design a course that's useful and relevant for you guys. So share your questions for the Ask Me Anything session, share your ideas for our upcoming coaching book that will be very similar in size to this, but with all coaching related resources, or that coaching course that we're working on. And check out all the other stuff we have to offer at edurolearning.com. We are super excited because we have just started our micro-credential program last September, and it's going really well. And the one that I'm leading is the coach, obviously, you might have guessed. And there's so much great stuff happening there. So we're really trying to build on that and keep that momentum going. So when we start our next coaching micro-credential, there's going to be so many great resources for you. There's going to be the book. There's going to be another course. We're working on a lot of stuff for parents, because as coaches, you normally have to support parents too. So we've got tons in the works. If there's questions or ideas or things you're looking for, please let me know. I'm really happy to design and create things that are relevant and useful and practical for you. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys next time when we dive a little bit deeper into the idea of working with the willing. See you soon.